I want to talk to you about how important it is to know what you believe in.
I think it's important to have a strong base belief system.
I think it's important to know what you believe.
Hi, I'm Jira.
My name is Catherine Gustafson.
Hi, I'm Lori Strachey.
As you're growing up and you meet new people, you're going to meet people that believe different things than you do. So it's important for you to know and understand what you believe in so that you're able to talk with them about your differences and stand up for what you believe in.
Because that is what ultimately influences the decisions that you make in life and the friends that you have and how you respond to struggles as well as joyful things in your life.
It guides your path in life, helps you make all of your decisions, and you just have to be able to feel good about the choices that you're making.
When I first moved to Omaha, I worked for a family that was from India. And so they were Hindu. They went to temple and they had a lot of different beliefs than we believed in. And because I know my own beliefs and I'm comfortable with my own beliefs, I was able to have great conversations with them about the Hindu religion.
Just in like deciding sometimes who I should hang out with and maybe what friend group I should be with, and knowing, I don't know if they're doing what I would do, and so it's hard decisions, but you just really have to decide what you believe and follow that.
I feel like because I was so comfortable with my beliefs that I was able to portray Christianity in a very positive light.
The thing that really has changed my faith was watching my grandma die, because she had a lot of faith. You didn't feel like it was forced. You just felt love. And she was just always very humble. Always cared about other people. Didn't take anything she had for granted. It makes me feel like when my time comes, I'm less afraid of it.
I believe that God has a plan. God has a plan for me. He has a plan for my children. He has a plan for everybody in my circle, and He has a plan for the whole entire world. And so whenever I'm feeling nervous or afraid, I just fall back on that belief that it's all part of a big plan, and that tomorrow is going to be better because God wants the best for us. And sometimes we have to go through hard times to get there, but I know He wants the best for us, and I just have to stick it out and wait for the next step in His plan.
Hey, seventh grade, I wanted to start today by apologizing for the poor video quality. My phone's not working, so this is what we get today. So today's big question is, how does God create, sustain, and fill all of our needs? And our big takeaway today for the first article of the creed is, God's creative work in the world is ongoing. And let's just read that first article. It's super short. It's the shortest article. I believe in God, the Father Almighty, creator of heaven and earth. When we say I believe in God, we are making a big claim, because there's lots of people in our world that don't believe God is real. And I think it takes some faith to say, yeah, I can't ever really know 100%, like we don't have data or science to back this up all that much. Like there's still always going to be some wondering. But because I have faith, and because I have had experiences of God, and I've heard so many other people's experiences of God, and I can read the experiences of God from people throughout time through the Bible, I truly can believe in this first statement. I believe in God. That is huge. So I believe in God, the Father Almighty, creator of heaven and earth. This is a big one, right? So God created the heaven and earth. Sometimes this is thought like, oh, God created it long, long ago, and just like a watchmaker figured it all out, got all the pieces together, and then set it to run. I think that God is still creating in the world today. And God has asked us to help be creators, to use our intelligence, to use our imagination, to continue to create beauty and joy and restoration and healing and all these awesome things that we have, even creating a new vaccine so that COVID wouldn't be ruining our world. God is creating through science and through so many people right now. I loved being pregnant with my 3 kids because I always felt like God right now is knitting inside me, knitting together my kids. There's a verse in Psalm 139 that talks about how God knit us together in our mother's womb. And I just thought God is creating right now in me, and my body is helping that happen. So God's, for me, is not this far off thing, but is this really near thing that not only is creating and sustaining and filling all of our needs, but inviting us into doing the same along with God. Sometimes we say that we are co-creators. Co, just means with when we put that prefix. So we're creating with God. So awesome. Now, I want us to think, I found this really fun video that explains a psychologist. His name was Maslow. We're going to watch the video here. And he talked about the needs that people have and how it kind of forms a triangle of what our base needs are. And when those needs are met, how the next level can be met, and then the next and the next and the next. Now, the video takes it from a real psychology kind of standpoint. And after the video, I'm going to come back and we'll talk about how we can put our theological lens on. Theology meaning just our God lens, and view it through faith and what faith has to tell us about these things. Let's watch.
Maslow's hierarchy of needs is a theory in psychology. It argues that there are 5 stages of human needs that motivate our behavior. Abraham Maslow proposed his theory in 1943 after studying what he called exemplary people, such as Albert Einstein or Eleanor Roosevelt. First, there are physiological needs, such as the need to breathe, eat, drink, or sleep. The moment we get enough of that and we feel awake and our bellies are full, we get motivated by the next thing. Now we want safety. We try to earn money, build up resources, and look for shelter that protects us against dangers. Once we are satisfied and feel safe, we have time to think about what we want next. At stage 3, we seek love and belonging. We desire to be close to family and friends, belong to a society, or join a gang. But the moment we feel completely part of a group, we already wish to be a little different than the rest. At stage 4, we look for esteem, self-confidence, and respect from our peers. We want to be someone. If we have money, we buy a fancy watch. If we have a brain, we write or think or work a lot. Motivation to perform and compete is now at its highest. Students, sportsmen, and inventors excel. Neil Armstrong even flew to the moon. Only if we breathe and drink and eat and sleep enough, and we feel safe and part of a group and still special, only then can we reach level 5, self-actualization. Now we can relax, be creative, accept facts for what they are, give back, or do whatever we want. No more pressure, unless of course there is trouble below. If you are a leader and believe in the theory, use it. First, make sure everyone has eaten well. Then make them feel safe and help them belong to a group. Once they feel they belong, they are ready to stand out and excel.
So that video had a lot of really great stuff in it. That first level, our physiological needs are like food and water. If we are starving and hungry, we can't, everything else has to focus on that first need. In the Lord's Prayer, remember last year we talked about how God provides for our daily bread. And we said that our actual bread, and in a larger sense, our spiritual bread. But we also think God provides these things. I love the passage about how God makes the flowers grow. Like, we put stuff in the ground and it grows because God is doing that work of growing our food. So the next level is safety, right? If we're always afraid that we're going to be hurt, we can't think about any other need besides getting to safety. Our bodily safety is super important. And I love that God can, over and over and over in the Bible, God says to us, be not afraid. Or God says, peace be with you. And those things are to help us have that safety that we need. And I love that God provides that for us. The next level was love and belonging. I mean, how can this not be from God? Like, we talked earlier about how our identity is based on God's love for us. And when I know that through my baptism that I've been called and claimed and named as a child of God, that all my other identities of mom or Bible nerd or horrible soccer player, whatever your other identities you might have, all those can fall away when I know that God loves me fully for who God created me to be. So that love and belonging can be another need that God creates people and things to solve. The next one is that Maslow talked about was esteem. And I think of this about how God has created and gifted us so uniquely that while, yes, we need that belonging and we need to have those relationships, we don't collapse into those so far that we lose our individuality, that we lose the specific things that bring us joy. So maybe for you, some of your gifts, like maybe it's being talented at a music or talented at a sport or talented at school, or maybe you're talented at, just knowing how to help other people. Whatever gifts you have, those are specific and individual to you. And you can know that God has made you that actual way. Now, the last one on Maslow's is a little bit harder for us to understand, that self-actualization. But I really think that comes when we fully accept our faith. I love my Thursday morning Bible study. It's with a whole bunch of newly-ish retired age folks or almost retired age folks. And one of the things that they often say to me is, Claire, when you get our age, you just know that you can trust God and you can just be fully who you are because you've been through so many things and you know that God continues to show up. You know, and you have this peace inside of you that you are who you are, and God is who God is, and God won't ever abandon you. For me, when I hear that faith witness from those women, that's what I hear as that self-actualization, that God has provided even that for them. So this article of the Creed reminds us that God created everything in heaven and on earth, that God created everything good, and that God is still creating today, still fulfilling all of our needs, like we talked with Maslow, still inviting us into this work of creation. And that is so amazing. And I'm so glad that we get to claim this as part of our faith. I'll see you back next time.